What's going on, guys? Back again with another video. I just picked up a new knife for my kitchen collection, and this one I'm pretty excited about. I read a lot of reviews and they were pretty stellar. This is the 8-inch chef's knife by Steelport. They are a U.S. company. They're based in Portland, Oregon. They do all their forging and polishing and finishing, everything in Portland. It's cool to note too that their website cites that they ethically source all products from all their raw materials, I guess I should say, from the U.S., which I think is cool. So let's dive in. Look at oh, I'm going the wrong way. Just look at this knife. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It is stunning from heel to tip. I like this end part. It's got a nice little engraving of the S. It is a full tang knife. This is all forged from one solid billet. The knife, what's really cool about it too, so this is a 52-100 high carbon steel knife. This is my first carbon steel knife. I normally go with stainless steel, but the reason is irrelevant. But I finally decided to get a high carbon steel knife. I've heard so many great things about them, and so I decided to get one. This knife is, like I said, it's the 8-inch. The handle is kind of got a square back to it, but as you can see here, let me see if I can get a little closer, it's rounded. It's not completely square, so there's really no sharp or angled spots anywhere, even on the heel here, the bolster, like everything is polished. So there's, I mean, not really much of a way to get a hot spot. I mean, I mean, maybe it would for somebody's hand, but I mean, this is just so comfortable. It's got the belly on the handle right here, which for me, I've got big hands. There's plenty of room here. If I need to go Michael Myers slasher style on somebody, I can. But what I also really like is the way that this is kind of notched up here, so you get some extra clearance if you want to really kind of come in and get that solid pinch grip. So it kind of lessens the distance from this part right here to the tip of the knife, really giving you fine control when you need it. If you're doing it this way, and a lot of people do, they'll pinch like so, and they'll do what they need to do, and that's perfectly fine. But you can pinch, I mean, almost, that's like a third of the way up the blade, and I've still got 3 fingers solid, plus part of my palm here on the handle. It's not going anywhere, and I could really do some work. So like I said before, the blade's 52-100 high carbon steel. The handle is made out of Oregon big leaf maple burl. Say that 10 times fast. Oregon big leaf maple burl. So and that's also locally sourced there in Oregon. It's aptly named. It's not like it's the Oregon big leaf maple burl that they get from Indonesia. So I thought that was pretty cool. The blade itself, as we already talked about, being high carbon steel, it is differentially heat treated. So the blade is finished to a 65 HRC. That's pretty friggin' hard. A lot of knives, they're in the high 50s. I mean, 65 is incredibly hard. But what's really cool is that the spine is treated to 30 HRC, so less than half. So that serves a couple of purposes. One, it helps to make, I think, it less brittle overall, Plus, it really helps with shock absorbing. You know, if you're, I mean, not that with this knife you'd be really doing anything like that. I mean, you know, they kind of tell you, you know, not to chop through bones and, you know, bricks and all that kind of stuff. But I just think it's a really nice touch. Also, too, going back to the spine, this is completely like it's rolled. Like there's not a sharp edge anywhere on this spine. Like they polished it just to perfection. The tip itself there's a lot of meat behind it. As you can see, I'll pull out one of my other chef's knife that I have. This is my Miyabi. This is so far my favorite knife that I own. I absolutely love this knife. But as you can see, maybe I'll turn them this way. The shape of these two knives are different, and this is an 8-inch chef's knife as well. Let me grab one other knife too, because what this actually reminds me of, this blade here actually reminds me of my Santoku. Yeah, I know it's got scratches. Those weren't done by me. So the shape, if you look at them, the fronts look very similar. The edge just kind of flows over. And then from the side, there we go, they look, I mean, practically identical. So, put my Santoku back. That's actually, so far, I mean, I haven't used the knife yet, so I'm trying to reserve criticism, but that is one thing that, and I knew this when I ordered it. I saw the shape of the blade, but they have a 6-inch chef's knife that it has a more traditional kind of shape, and I use the word traditional very loosely. The Santoku that I had was a Wusthof, so yeah, I know these scratches aren't my fault either. But you know, you see the traditional kind of large belly on some of your German kind of knives, and this is like I said, this is a Japanese knife, but this one has really no belly at all. I need to know what its secret is, because I'm trying to get rid of my belly. So let me put this away also. Like I said, so if I had to, one thing that I think I might not like is maybe working with this, because, you know, with this is pretty straight. Sorry, my camera works terrible. Sorry, guys. I'm doing it all by myself. I don't see this being a good, you know, to kind of rock chop. In fact, you just kind of heard it. It just kind of ka-clunk, ka-clunk. I guess I will pull out the other knife again. So if you set it down on the cutting board, like this one just inherently has a lot more ability to kind of rock than this one does. I mean, it has a tiny bit, but not so much. But again, I really don't think that that's necessarily going to be an issue. This knife was, I think I paid, it was $400 plus I think $10 for shipping, and then Oregon doesn't have sales tax, so I can't remember if they charged me sales tax or not. But it was over $400. Okay, so let's see how she does. Okay, so I've got an onion here. I went through that like nothing. I'll peel off the layers here. I'm not going to do the traditional kind of dice. I'm actually going to cut these onions up and do some pickling for the first time. So I'm going to give that a try. So let's peel all this top stuff off. Just kind of see how she does. So I'm going to cut off a little bit of the root. No issue there. And just kind of, oh wow, that is effortless. I mean, I am literally not even putting any force behind this, and it is just gliding right through. And this onion is sticky, as you can imagine. Oh, I forgot to cut this other end off. So that was kind of hanging up. Not the knife's fault, that's my fault for being stupid. Wow. Yeah, really, really nice. I mean, don't judge my knife skills. Too bad. So let's see. Let's you know what? Let's try it with the. I'll try to dice some and see how that feels. See how we get on a nice kind of finer dice. Let's see, cut that part off. And then let's take the root off a little bit. The root off, huh? So we'll just kind of go through. The tip goes nicely into the, whoops, went too far. Let's not do that again, huh? Really nice. This thing is a beast. It does what it's supposed to do. Now let me see. Where's my scraper? I need to learn that old French word, mise en place. I do it for cooking, but I need to start doing it for my videos. All right. So let's just kind of see how we can do it. With a little bit of kind of like a rock chop motion. You know, I mean, you can feel it a tiny bit, and look, I even nicked my knuckle there. That's why you do that claw grip. Better a nick on the knuckle than missing a finger. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that bad. Definitely not as smooth as, you know, the more rounded type, but I think with some acclimation and practice, you know, that can definitely be accomplished. One of the other kind of downsides, as people will say, to high carbon steel is that, you know, oh, you've got to really take care of them. Well, I don't care what your knife's made of. You need to take care of them. You know, these are like, you know, cast iron pans. Over time, it's going to develop a patina on it, and many people say that's, you know, kind of like a badge of honor. The knife will tell the story of the person who's used it, of what they've cooked. It'll, you know, like you won't be able to tell, oh, right here were some scrambled eggs and here were some, you know, chives, and, you know, not like that, but just it'll develop its own color and characteristics, which, you know, it won't look like anyone else's knife, you know. So I think that's kind of cool. But, you know, you do, if you wash them, you certainly don't put them in the dishwasher. I don't put any of my knives in the dishwasher, and all of them, even my stainless steel, I don't let them air dry. I wash them by hand with soap and water, and as soon as I'm done, I dry them really well and put them away. So that won't be a change for me. The only thing that'll be different is ever so often with these, you know, you gotta, you know, put a little bit of mineral oil on the blade, just a tiny bit to help it, you know, to help for it to prevent rusting. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. They also recommend some wax on the handle, which, you know, I have some knives that have wooden handles, and I've actually, you guys look at my video, I made a kind of a waxy thing out of beeswax, and a very good description, waxy thing out of wax. I made a concoction out of mineral oil and beeswax that you can use for cutting boards, anything wooden. So I'll leave a link in the description below to that video, but you just put, you know, just a nice little coating. You don't have to drown it, just a little bit. Same thing with the blade, you know, get a tiny little bit of mineral oil and just lightly apply it. Wipe off any excess, and you're good to go. It'll literally take you less than 30 seconds to do it. So this thing is an awesome knife. It's razor sharp. It's extremely comfortable in the hand. So yeah, guys, go check it out. Steelport Knives, Portland, Oregon. Peace.